music down. And we are live.
Live in effect.
Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome. Oh, yes, I love seeing people come on. Let's go ahead and start. Ready? Rapping mimosa, these bars in the holster. Pouring up a drink, put my name on the poster. Women who can rap make you come a little closer. Step out the whip, drop a tip to my chauffeur. New guest on my list, champagne's by my hips. It's time to get lit, y'all know what it is. It's time to rap, and mimosas. Woo! What Steve got going on? He over here got all this music.
Trying to get live. I'm trying to go live. Trying to get live too. Don't bother.
Okay.
Don't bother me. Don't bother me.
I'm not gonna bother you. Welcome to another episode of Rap and Mimosas. Now we are live. If you listen on Your Vibe Radio, what's up? Okay, if you're listening to this and this is a past tense episode,
Yo.
okay, we are available on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple, any podcast platform at this point. We are live on all of them. Whoop whoop. And then, of course, if you are watching right now, that means that you are watching on my Instagram Live, the La Show. Okay, if you're on Steve's Live, good old Steve, who I'm going to introduce in a second. Okay, that is also, what is that feedback? All right. All right, if you are on Steve's Live, then hello to everyone. All right, Rapping Mimosas, for those who have never caught an episode, is all about having fun. Steve is my special guest. We're going to, of course, wrap it up, chop it up about some great topics, okay? And then we're going to wrap at the very end of the show.
Little something.
Okay, we're gonna do a little something for the people out there. Now, I'm a little intimidated because Steve is an actual lyricist.
All right, don't do that.
Steve,
don't do that.
Steve is a lyricist. Steve done went viral a couple times because of his lyrics.
I'll plead the fifth.
Oh, don't plead the fifth. Not yet, at least. Don't plead the fifth, because I do have a game. We're going to play Never Have I Ever live today. Yeah, we're going to play Never Have I Ever.
Can I cuss?
Yes, you can cuss.
Oh, there you go. Okay, now we're back to my normal habitat. All right.
Yes, you can cuss.
We live,
hey,
baby.
y'all.
We live now.
Yes. So, Steve, for those who don't know you, and y'all should know, if y'all follow me for a while, y'all have seen Steve on my page. Okay, in some way, shape, or form, Steve has made a couple appearances, okay, on my page, on my story. At this point, Steve and I are just like, we locked in for life. Steve's the homie for life. That's it. I'm not allowed to go nowhere, so I've been told, and Steve is not allowed to go nowhere.
Like peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter jelly time.
There you go.
All right. So, Steve, introduce yourself for the people who may follow me but not know you, or vice versa.
Yeah, for sure. My name is Steven Valentine, originally from New York City. Spoken word artist, teacher, stock investor, all around great human being. I like long walks on the beach at nighttime and mimosas. Oh, sorry.
We're not at your dating life yet, Steve. We are not at your dating life yet.
I'm just seeing it in the future. Like, I already know what's
No,
going to happen.
and as you should, because women like you. Women like you.
I love y'all too.
Okay, women like you. All shades, all hues. They love you. Okay? But we're going to talk about your dating criteria in a little bit. Okay, now, you want spicy talk first, or you want the, like, politically correct, like...
Let's go politically correct, because we drinking and stuff. So
okay, politically correct. All right, so here's what's on the agenda for today. We're going to treat today like a business meeting.
All right.
Okay, so first we're going to cover, like, the basis of what today is all about, which is talking about being diverse people and the freedom that is found in our diversity. Okay. Next, we're going to have a brief segment, Making Mimosas with Steve. Okay? Right, how to make mimosas with Steven Valentine. That's going to be super important because Steve is the mimosa and brunch king, okay, around these parts. And then we're going to play Never Have I Ever and rap. Now, we have another guest that's supposed to be joining us in a little bit, all right? So when she does come, we're going to make room for her, and she's going to jump right into the hot seat, okay?
Hot seat.
All right. So, first of all, Steve, for those who don't know, because today we're talking about diversity and the freedom of choice within that diversity. And I leave it blank as diversity because we're talking about a lot of things. We're going to talk about diversity in the sense of personality. We're going to talk about diversity in the sense of our career choices, because you and I have similarities in our career choices, but we also still do very different things, right? And then, of course, we're going to talk about diversity as far as your dating preferences. So, oh yes, diversity is going to be across the board. We're also doing diversity today. Steve, not only are you the second man I've had on here, right, but this is an inclusion diversity episode.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
All right, welcome, Steve. All right, right, to the platform.
There you go. That other guy didn't look like me, huh?
No, he didn't look like
Okay,
you at
all
all.
right, that's-
Steve, he did not have blue eyes. Okay.
Here we go.
Just a little
Here we
closer
go.
for the people. Okay, no, he did not have blue eyes. My cousin
All right.
does not have blue eyes and a beard and sandy brown hair. All right.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
It
Oh, I'm
sounds great.
describing you.
Sounds
Yes.
amazing.
Yes. Okay. They did not like the beard game is strong. So first of all, Steve, what are all the things that you do?
Oh, this is not the spicy part yet.
No.
Okay. So like I said a little bit before, I'm a spoken word artist, competition poet. I dabble in competition poetry, I should say. Travel across the nation and compete in spoken word competitions. Also just perform locally as an independent artist here in Miami and Fort Lauderdale,
Artists.
Broward, New York City. Well, whatever. Wherever the litness take me. I mean, wherever the poetry takes me, that's where I go. So a little bit of that. I also recently, when the pandemic hit, got into stock investing and things of that
Nice.
nature. So currently getting a lot into that. I've always loved business and how business works and just numbers and money and finance. So that worked out for me. And when the pandemic hit, I took that opportunity to try to hone a craft that I didn't have before, and I think I'm doing that slowly but surely. But so yeah, poetry. These are like my outside stuff. So my regular day job, I'm a teacher.
A teacher,
I
y'all.
teach high school English-ish. I teach an elective this year, so I changed up this year and teach freshman experience. So that is a new experience for me, teaching freshmen for sure. I'm used to teaching 11th grade, so yeah, man, we here. So I'm a teacher, educator, spoken word artist, and stock investor. That's me. That's me, man.
First of all, follow Steve seriously for all the stock tips. Like that's honestly 100%. Okay, that's one. Two, Steve, you left out something because before you did all of this, there was something else that started with an R that you were doing before. What was it?
Before teaching?
Before teaching, what led to poetry?
All right.
My dog was a rapper in these streets.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's get this cleared up. All right, people always ask me this. I started off as a rapper, so that's how I got into poetry when I was younger. I think every person that is a poet has rapped at some point in their time, and then the good ones stay. Actually, let me not even say that because there's a lot of terrible rappers out there. But so the people who like it enough to stay in it, stay in it. I realized that I was trash very early on. I really was trash. I was garbage. I ended up stealing somebody's rhymes one time when I was a kid, and my cousin caught me. And after that, I just started writing bars. But then when I grew up
This man said,
and I got older, like I went to college, my vocabulary started expanding. My knowledge of just how beats and how words sound and tones and just syllable counts and stuff matter. Like I started doing stuff like that. And once I was educated enough to kind of, just as an adult, I kind of figured out how to make things sound good, and then I just had to figure out the bar part, and that came with time as well. So, I mean, I'm way better than I was before.
yes.
Let's say that because
Yes.
I was very bad. I was terrible.
You remember one of your old rhymes?
No,
I feel like you try. I feel like you telling a fabrication.
I
Right
used
now.
to steal all of them. So I
Oh
don't know.
my gosh!
I used to watch battle rap and steal the lines. I was terrible. I was horrible.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
horrible. I used to like put one bar like in there though, like so it wouldn't be like the whole thing.
Mhm.
But then for some reason that was the hardest bar, so everybody would be like, "Yo, I remember that one." And then my cousin was like, "Yeah, I heard it on YouTube." I was like, "Ah."
Oh.
I was like, "Damn, man, yeah, you got me, man, you got me."
Nah, I heard it on YouTube. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
grew up in New York. You was doing poetry or rapping. I'm sorry. Then it became slowly but surely poetry,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you became a teacher. How did you get into education? You don't remember because I
That's a long
don't.
story. So I'll just give you the short version. So overall, I knew I wanted to be a teacher when I was in high school, junior year of high school. So then when I went to college, I had the opportunity to join a education honor society. I missed every single meeting, but my GPA in education was so high, it was like a 4.0, they had to get me in. They had to put me in, like they had to. And I went to one meeting. Only one meeting was required per year.
Oh wow.
I went to one meeting. That one I went to, they just happened to be talking about this company called Breakthrough, and it was in New York City. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll do that to see if I really want to be a teacher, because it was a teaching internship for kids over the summer. So I said, okay, cool. Let me try to go get that. I look on the website and they got all these different cities. I just thought it was New York. And in the summer, I lived in New York, so all I have to do is travel and I'll get there. I'll start looking at all these cities and I see Miami on there. And I'm like, well, shit. If I'm going to, get outside my comfort zone and do something that I'm not necessarily going to do, I might as well jump out the window and completely.
Not the window.
So I applied to Miami and I got it. And I went to Miami and I loved it. I loved the experience. I loved the kids. I loved the people that I met. Miami in general was dope. So, I mean, I didn't have a car, so I had to go wherever that person went. They was driving all of us, so they were from here, so they knew some stuff. Like, they would take us to spots that were dope, like different beaches and stuff like that. So it was really outside of my comfort zone, but I enjoyed it so much that when I went to go to apply for Teach for America, I saw Miami was on there. And I was like,
this is city.
Boom. And then that internship, Breakthrough Miami, was like a sister company or whatever you want to call it.
All under that umbrella
to Teach for America. So when Teach for America saw it on my resume, they passed me through the first round automatically. I didn't have to do an interview process.
Oh, excuse us.
Yeah, I didn't have to do I was still in college when I applied, so I was like,
Well, thank God you did it, because look, that's how we met.
Right.
We met in the crazy summer of 2014, pledging Teach for America. Because
that's a fact, though. That's a fact.
That summer becoming a teacher, it felt like I legit felt like TFA was like, oh yeah, like we spent that whole summer sun up, sun down, doing things for the classroom.
It was barely a day where we had off. I mean, I had off a couple days, but I'm not gonna put that on live because people could watch it. But LaShondra was definitely one of the people that saved my Teach for America career.
And Brittany.
Yeah, shout out to Brittany too.
Yeah,
She's out there.
We became like our little
cohort within the cohort.
Cohort within a cohort.
Yeah.
We had good times, right? And then we became friends. We came down here, and now here we are. Both of us still working education, but in different ways. I left the classroom as a full-time teacher. You're still in the classroom, right? And it's crazy because now you have, like, I've watched you grow as a person. I've told you, personally, I'm so proud of my friend, y'all. I have watched him grow immensely, okay, from when he first came down here and we were both just teachers trying to figure the classroom out to being, a top-tier teacher, great relationship and rapport with his students, a coach, at the school. Then we started doing the poetry. I said, ooh. Now, mind you, I already knew he did poetry. But when he started to take it, like, on he's traveling level, I said, go ahead. We've done business together. We've done our own brunch. That's what we're going to have, mimosas with Steve in a second.
There you go.
But, Steve, a question comes up or has come up very often in the course of our friendship. You know what it is?
What people ask you?
What people they don't ask you?
I don't know what the question is yet.
They always want to know, do me and Steve date or have we dated?
Oh, yeah. Everybody assumes that we're just like together on the low.
I promise you, I posted a picture with Steve, and I had some people like, "Ooh, sis, that's you." Ooh. Then I had.
It was just a regular photo, like at brunch, like at the brunch.
Then another person, people who did TFA, was like, "Oh my gosh, I never saw this coming." When I first met you, I was like, "Wait a minute."
The crazy part is, if anything, they probably would have saw it coming. Like us three was always together. Like, we were all together all the time. Like, even in the groups, they would get mad at us because we always sit together. We always doing activities together. Like, oh, pick a person you never met. We'd be like, hi, my name is Steve. Like, we wouldn't even try that. Like, they try to do it. They try to separate us so much. It just never worked.
So let me set the record straight. When it comes to myself and Steven Valentine, I want to say on air that I'm in love with all the things that you do. And that we have never dated, okay?
Never.
This is the homie for life.
Never.
We've never dated. If anything, Steve got a friend too.
I'm trying to get her into the family. Like
listen.
All my upstanding fellas out there.
I'm cute.
Holla at my dog. But no, we are not together. We're not dating. We never dated ever.
We have never dated.
We never even like, yo, let's try. No, like you know how people be like, oh, let's try to date. Like, nah, like why? Like why? Like,
nah, it just it hasn't come. So, biggest thing, all right, and next thing. how do you balance everything? Because today I realized I struggled. I'm going to be honest. Today I feel like I fucked up with my own balance, and balancing everything is like hard. How do you balance everything? Because I'm gonna talk about how I'm not balancing everything in a second. What you should not do when it comes to balancing all this stuff.
But okay, so I think I'm comfortable, and like I say, this is the thing. A lot of people can't balance stuff because they try to do so much, right? They do too much, and they do too much because of whatever situation particular that they happen to be in. So a lot of people, it might be they want to do so much so they can have their free time, like on the weekends, right? Like sometimes they'll do that. Like I want to grind 12 hours to 15 hours a day, Monday through Friday, so my weekends are free so I can enjoy myself. That's one. Or they're not maybe financially they're not where they want to be, so they always have to be on the grind because of that fact. So they don't know where the next paycheck going to be, so then you have to grind. I'm at a place, thankfully, I'm at a place where I don't have to do that because I'm comfortably, like very much in a high comfort level of straight. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. I don't need to take that call. I don't need to go to this podcast. Like I do shit I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at a place now where I could do everything that and only shit that I want to do. I don't have to do anything, and I think that's the beauty part about a lot of people that have multiple streams of income or multiple hustles, whatever it may be. A lot of them feel like they have to do everything, and I just have to sit here and I can say no to 90% of the things that people want from me, or want of me, or shit like that. So I think that's one of the parts. Hey, Jai.
So we have.
Here go Jai, everybody.
Here goes
I tried
Jai.
to talk so fucking long so she could get settled and get in the camera and shit, and I'm like on point. I'm like really on point with it.
So if you're on live, you may see a little glimpse of her, but those who are watching on YouTube, y'all can see all of her, right? Because we have cameras set up all around the room. All right, Jai, do me a favor for the people who might be listening and watching. All right, tell us a little bit about yourself, and we're going to jump right into the hot seat on you.
My name is Jai Talia Allen Ivo, knows the whole name, and I am a artist. I decided to stop calling myself an activist because apparently activism equals opposition or one or the other, red or blue, and I'm neither of those things. I simply stand for human rights, and my medium is curation. So I have a nonprofit called the Uproar Project, and we've been organizing unity showcases since May of 2019 for the cause of bringing people together to really show that we can come together regardless of our beliefs, our gender, our sexuality, and art is our medium. So we recruit local artists, select local artists to be a part of the event. And as of recently, our last one was February, and the next one's going to be actually in November. And that's kind of what I do as far as social activism, but social justice. But as far as, hear that bass? But as far as,
I had to turn her up.
But as far as what I do personally, I love giving artists a stage. So anything that I can do to give them an opportunity to show who they are and get their message out. So I book artists, and I have events that I've started doing in Palm Beach with a few local DJs, just because artistry is my medium, and I feel like art is a universal language. So why not use that to communicate the message to people? So.
All right. I was going to say give it up for her. Like we can hear
Give it up.
Give it up.
Go ahead and hit the hearts on wherever you're at.
The hearts, okay? Right?
Wherever you're at, go hit that shit.
This is the question right now is how do you balance it all? So Steve was saying he has learned the power of saying no. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not yet fully mastered the power of saying no. I try to take on as many right? Different responsibilities as I feel like, because I feel like I'm Superwoman, I can do it all. And then what's been happening this past month is that a lot of like, it'll start off slow at first, everything has its pace, and then all of a sudden they come all crashing together. So now, instead of just being in a place where before it was like this contract is operating here, this contract is operating there, now it's like all my contracts are like all need something from me at one time, and I'm over here feeling like I'm drowning in. It's not even that the work is hard. It's time management, because it's like, oh, I got to manage these people for this contract. Oh, I have to create this for that contract. Oh, I have to do that. And then it's like literally, if I miss a date or miscalculate a time, I done messed up not just that contract, but multiple now, because now this contract requires this much time that I was going to allot for that. Like today I feel bad. Today was not the best day because I felt as if I messed up. Right? I felt like I didn't pay attention to the minute details enough, and I was stressed out. I was spazzing. I'm about to run out of gas on 95.
She was spazzing, even when I got here.
I was still flustered, and hours had passed. I can't believe, like, I started to beat myself up. So balance is key, but I have not yet. I'm learning to give myself grace, because you don't know how much you can handle until you like start to fumble, and the goal is never to fumble to the point where it's like you can't make up for it. But if you do happen to make a mistake, it's like, okay, I learned. I'm gonna do better by doing X, Y, and Z going forward.
I'm so glad you're bringing this up, because that's literally been my journey this year. Honestly, it's been my journey since I started getting more recognition for being and doing what I do. Because as I started getting more recognition, suddenly more people wanted to work with me.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, they know that name started popping up. Yeah, that name started getting crazy. Like, oh, who that? Who is that? I gotta check them real quick.
Right. And I want everybody to be a part of it. And I have to understand that not everybody can be a part of it. Not everybody.
Ooh.
And that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. Because I know I started from the bottom, as people always like to say. I was turned away plenty times.
Yes.
So I don't want to be that person. But I understand that for what I'm doing, it requires a certain level of understanding to be able to fully throw yourself into something like this. That's one. And then two, as far as saying no, honestly, I just started practicing that. As I started getting more recognition, I felt like I needed to do more. So I started hopping in all these other projects, and I wanted to just work with everybody. And then I realized I was exhausted. I was like, why? And then by the time I got to what I actually started doing and explaining it to people why I started doing it, I couldn't do it because I was so drained. And when I started speaking about it, I wasn't even happy with what I was saying. So I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm going to just have to take a step back and let them know, like, I love you. I'll be here for you. I can support in this way, which may look like showing up or, you know, suggesting somebody to contact, whatever the case may be. But it doesn't necessarily have to mean that I have to immerse myself in every single thing that's happening in the community. That's why I think it's so great to acknowledge that there are categories. I don't like categories because it creates the idea of separation. But, you know, business, career, finance, relationships, spirituality, all of that, those are all different categories that I feel like we need to have leaders in those categories so that, you know, I don't feel like I need to do everything in finance and in spirituality and in art and in all this. Not saying that I'm going to basically just like diminish the fact that those are valuable things. They are valuable, and whoever comes around, I'll definitely make sure that whatever they choose, whatever their medium is, that I'll fulfill it with them. But for me personally, my medium is art, and art can be in different forms. That looks like open mics, that looks like our showcases, that looks like the panels that we host online that are actually pretty. People do panels all the time, but the ones that we do are different, and just acknowledging that I don't have to necessarily put my hands in every single pot to be able to be seen for what I'm doing and to be able to be considered valuable. And so that would be, honestly, that's my message to people. For anyone that wants to get involved, like if you want to get involved, definitely like get yourself involved in as many things. But once you get there, my lesson, once I got there, it was like, okay, I'm not gonna wow, I lost my train of thought. Once I got there, it was like, okay, cool, I know what I started this for. Let me go back to that. Let me go back to the roots. And that also brings it back to like kind of the conversation of 400 years of slavery and oppression and all of that. And it's not a matter of like, oh, we've been through this, let's go back to that and let's make sure. It's a matter of, okay, I saw that, I noticed that, and this is what I'm choosing to do. Not to be like a highlight of, oh, 400 years of slavery, but to be a highlight of, this is where we are now. This is where we can go moving forward. Let's practice acknowledging where we are and moving forward from that. And I know that kind of went off a tangent, but the point is for me was that once I got clear on my mission, focus on the mission. And that's it. Focus on your mission once you're clear, and don't worry about, if you're going to hurt people. Because that was my concern. I was afraid I was going to hurt somebody by telling them no, by telling them, oh my God, this is too much for me. I don't know how to say it's too much for me, but to tell them, listen, this is what my focus is. This is not really it. I'm going to just go over here. I'll help you here and here. And so for me, it's a practice, because I feel you with that. When you were saying you were feeling bad, like honestly, I felt bad. Like I was like looking at messages. When did she say? What time did she say to get here? I thought I was here on time. What? But we have to also acknowledge that we're human beings, and there's that aspect too. People think that, oh, because you're in this position, you should know by now. You should be able to. Nah, man. I just now realized, and I know I'm still young, but I just now realized it's okay to say no. It's okay to mess up here and there. Acknowledge it. I mean, do your best to work on it. Don't keep doing it and just be like, oh, that's just how I am. Because I noticed that too for myself too. I'd be like, oh, that's just how I am. You gotta just accept it. But I have to also understand that some people are not. They don't have the same beliefs that I believe in. Even though my mission is to bring people together, I understand that we're not always gonna agree on things. And if it comes into an altercation or something that was not an altercation.
Hold on.
I know I went deep. Not altercation, but if it goes into like
the fisticuffs.
Listen, if it goes
I was
into
fighting for the people, not physically.
well, not even that. It's like, and that's the thing
That's a
too. Like
whole
fighting for the
level.
people. It's even I've realized that you would think fighting for the people would be. People think, oh, it's peaceful. It's not, because everybody wants their opinions to be out there.
Never been.
Yeah, it's never been peaceful.
Never been.
I would definitely say like a big thing is that remembering the mission. I think that sometimes like I get caught up in the busyness of business. Also, like I keep talking about normalizing help. Like I'm at a place where I'm like, LaShondra, you need an assistant. Just like you need someone, even if they're just doing, I don't care if they're doing 1 hour a day of just organizing and saying, hey LaShondra, tomorrow don't forget da. Because I'll organize, but just to have that extra like person to kind of look over everything could have stopped, got me to realize, hey LaShondra, I don't think this is the right address, when I did a double check really quick, and that would have been like, oh snap, thank you assistant, right?
Right.
Like normalizing that aspect, because of the fact that I do so much and I'm diverse in like my platform. I do rap and mimosas and I talk my trash. I model from time to time. I act. I also have my nonprofit, and I teach. I do all of these different things in the classroom, outside of a classroom, and that thing is like I love everything that I do, and it has a season. I think that's the other thing. I try to do everything in one season, and so I need to start like how we have winter, spring, fall, and summer. I need to have a summer. I need to have seasons for certain things. Like from this time to this time, this is my focus, right?
Yeah.
From
Time
this time to
management.
this time, this is like the group of people that I'm going to work with. Like giving people their seasons, because sometimes, or different contracts or seasons. Because sometimes I'm just like, girl, you do too much. Like I'm frustrated with me because I signed up for it, so I want to do my best and my due diligence. But when you have your hands in too many pots,
Yeah.
you're bound to like drop something. And even if you're doing well, and the people that you're serving are not complaining because they think you're doing well, you don't ever feel like I'm giving my all or my 100%. So that balance aspect is so key when it comes to just diversifying what we do. Now, the other thing is all of us are on a public platform in different ways, right? Which means that we have to have a certain amount of exposure
Right.
and freedom of self.
Don't get us started with
Yes.
Pay you an exposure, John.
Yes. No, listen
We
now.
talking about that? That's what you about to go with it?
I mean, what?
Pay for your
No, wait, listen.
I'll pay you an exposure. I thought that's what you were about to say.
No, I mean,
Oh,
that-
man.
that's my
another thing.
advertisement.
Get crazy.
No, I was like,
Nah, I need another drink if you're gonna go into
oh no, listen,
that. Yeah.
listen, because the thing about it, honestly, I'm talking about just exposure in general, is that there's a certain sense of freedom we all have to have. Like, even doing stuff like the podcast, right? We have to be honest about where we are, what our faults are, vulnerability is going to be key in anything that we do in a public space, because that's a part of what we're signing up for. But along with this freedom, like, and I was talking to Steve about this yesterday a little bit when I was talking about actually, no, I didn't talk to you about this. This is a realization I had based off of our conversation yesterday. I realized that a lot of times when the more free you are with your personality, the more open you are with your personality and who you are, you're going to have people that come and something about it is going to make them want to shut you down.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
I don't know if
Well,
I don't know if I've not experienced it. I think I have, and I just don't give a fuck.
that's a part of it.
I
I
think
want to be like
that's
you,
what
a
it
bunch of
is.
fucks.
I think that's what it is, and I think people have told me before. It's just like so and so this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, like that is nothing. And then I think this is what it is too. It's like if you position yourself in a certain way of what you do, whatever you do, those things aren't dictated by somebody else who is trying to put you down on that spot, then it doesn't matter. Like, so many people are worried and caught up on the fact that, yo, this person's talking shit about me. This person doesn't want me to do this. This person doesn't want me to do that. If that person doesn't run what you do, then it's null and void. It doesn't, like, how could that affect you? Like, it's only affecting you because you feel some type of, or they're making you feel some type of insecurity that you didn't think you had or didn't know you had, and now you're internalizing it like, oh shit.
And but that's
Like,
the thing
yeah,
that you
I
have to be
shouldn't do
careful
this.
about.
Like, I really shouldn't
Right.
do this. Like,
That's the thing you have to be careful about, because sometimes you don't always catch it. Like, I know for me, like, there have been times where people will say things to me and I'm not paying attention enough to the messenger, or I'm
what
I'm
the actual
hearing,
message is.
yeah, I'm hearing what the message is to a certain degree, but I'm not paying attention to the energy that message is now coming
Right.
to me, right? So sometimes, you know how you catch things later, and it's just like,
that
why-
motherfucker did say
yeah,
that shit.
Right.
Or like, why is
Did they
this
really say that to
person-
me?
They be low key with their jobs, bro.
But it's like, why is this person so worried about
What you're doing.
what I'm doing,
How
or
you're
what
doing it.
or how I'm doing it, especially if it's not necessarily benefiting or affecting them in a negative or positive fashion. Like, you don't like it, you can keep going. You don't like it, you don't have to look at it, whatever it may be. I think sometimes I can get caught up on one part, and then I'll be thinking about it, reflecting later, and it's
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
I can't believe you let that shit slide.
You should have told
Yeah,
on that. Ooh.
what? I can't believe you let that shit slide. Trying to play it cool. Don't play
Yeah,
it
I
cool.
said
No,
it
but
right.
that goes
I
into
had
the
to
saying
myself
no
a couple
comment
times.
again too, because listening to your intuition. If you feel something when they're saying something and you're just like, I don't know, and you keep going, that's the moment to take a moment and pause. Should I say yes or no to this? Because I've had that experience too.
Do y'all ask yourself, dang, why do they feel that way? Like, why do they care so much? Why do they say that to that person? Like, do you ask yourself that? Because I don't.
In the
It's
past,
gone. This is already gone. Like,
in
Yo,
the past,
I think that's
have.
why. Like, I'm so like, yeah.
I honestly,
Stress-free living is like the way I'm trying to be. Like, that's all. Just stress-free. Like, yo, Ja, you heard Ja said that you was the worst poet she ever heard. All right. Thanks to Ja.
Which
Like,
would
shout
never
out to Ja.
happen, but-
like, yo, like, it's like what? Unless she's holding the bag for every poetry show that I'm ever gonna do,
Yeah.
it's impossible for her to achieve that. So it's
true.
impossible for her to really get me off my rocker. Like, that's where
I
I'm
mean,
at.
okay, so listen, who's your favorite artist?
Me? The fuck? Trying to tell.
Who's
Okay.
somebody that, like, if they walked in here
Tryna
right
tell
now,
you.
you would fall to your knees?
Steve is not gonna fall to his
Shit,
knees.
right. Unless a Sierra walk in here, I'm gonna fall to my knees. Okay,
Okay, so it's
But you fall to your knees for a
What?
different reason.
I'm
I
just
know about your obsession
saying,
with Sierra.
boy,
The C-stick.
Sierra
So
walked
if
in
Sierra
here,
walk
I'm
in
like,
here and she's
breaking
like,
me.
Steve, you're a horrible rapper.
I'll be like, damn, you right, but I'm just,
Not dang you
yeah,
right.
you right. Nah, I mean, I'm not trying to be on Sierra level with my craft, so that's irrelevant to me. I'll be like, damn, I probably not gonna get Sierra now because she think I'm trash. Well, I think I'm whack. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
thought you knew you
that
could
like
get her when she
that
got
like
married.
cut me off. Like that cut me off a peg to get with her. Like that don't nothing to do with my bag of me rapping or being a poet. Like that don't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
Cause you don't hold the key to no doors that I'm going through. You probably got some on the back end up there. I ain't up there. I'm down here with the regular people.
Everybody
So-
has their own journey.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
Like,
regular.
I set up shit that I know I'm eat off of. Like, and then I could put myself in the show if I want. I could perform if I want to. But if anything, I could just have everybody else perform. That's cool with me because I like the arts. I ain't got to be the center of attention.
Right.
And I don't like being the center of attention in general.
Right.
So if I could create shit that runs regardless, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
What's Sierra gonna say to me? It could be Kendrick Lamar himself say I'm whack. All right, you don't hold my bag.
I want to get to your level, man, because honestly, I let that stuff get to me. Like, I've lost friends along the way, and we've only been a non-profit for a year, and I've lost friends along the way, and it's gotten to me. It's taken a toll on me. Like, I'll be in deep depression for a month, feeling whatever I feel about it.
Because they said you were whack, or they said what you were doing wasn't making any differences, or like something like that. Like,
Not that they're telling me it doesn't make a difference. They were trying to dictate and delegate and tell me what to do and what not to do.
oh yeah.
And I slowly shut it down, and then the result was us not being friends, and that's why I get afraid of saying no, because I'm like,
Like,
I'm
they're
gonna
not
lose
gonna
somebody.
talk to me after that.
Right.
I think for me, now that I'm reflecting back so much more, it doesn't hold as much weight. It just takes time. Like, one, I keep affirming myself and my worth. And like I said, I'm learning to catch on quicker. Because sometimes, like I said, I get caught up on the message. I'm thinking, especially if it's from a person who I feel should have no reason to have strife with me, right?
Like that
So-
random hate. That
Right.
random hate. Y'all
Yeah.
random haters.
Like-
y'all be.
So then in my mind, if they tell me something about myself, or even if they're super close to me or supposed to be super close to me, I'm holding on like, dang,
Right.
it hits a little bit different depending on who it's coming from. But sometimes you have to remember everyone's battling their own demons, and projection is real, right? It's easier for me to catch projection from a woman, like as far as like having conversations with women and being like, oh, she just saying that because X, Y, and Z. That ain't got nothing to
Gaslighting.
do with me. Gaslighting. It's a little bit harder sometimes for me to catch it when it's coming from a man. But men will gaslight women. And this is outside of dating. I'm not like, this is like, there are some men out there who are people in general who are genuinely bothered when other people are living their lives.
Doing good.
And then, no,
Doing good. Like
and
you
it-
mad
it
that
be-
we sold the show out?
Yeah.
You're mad.
It's
You're mad about
genuinely
that.
people. It's genuinely people out there, and as I'm realizing that I'm actually coming across these individuals and interacting with them, some of these individuals will say things to you to, in their mind, take you down a peg. Some of them don't even realize
try
that that's
to.
why they're doing it, right? Because it's so innate and so natural within them that this person's doing good or this person's self-esteem seems high. Let me figure out a way to make them feel less about themselves. I remember I had a guy, he was trying to talk to me, and this was a like clear case. Guy was trying to talk to me, this is back in college, and I was like, I first told him no. Right? Then he kept coming at me, they're trying to talk to me. So when I finally, like, I ignored him, like, he kept sending messages, I ignored him. This man sent me a message of evil. Like, this man was like,
What?
you're never going to be successful.
Oh, wow.
No one's ever going to want
Yo,
you.
Going
And-
You know the
deep.
crazy stuff? Like that's the classic New York. Like, hey, yo, mom, let me get your number. Nah,
That
you
you
ugly
ugly
anyway.
anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody wants your
That's why
like
your
that's
mama
the-
fat.
That's
Yeah.
like the classic. Like, I'm so insecure about myself that I gotta make sure you
But
feel the
that-
same way. Like,
But that, like I'm saying, that's the
Like, what you
blatant. That's the
saying?
blatant one. But then you actually have actual men outside of that they'll go around and do it. There is weird when it comes from a man. It's
Right.
weird when you can realize that this man don't like me because I'm confident in myself as a woman. Like there are men out there who be like, oh, you think you too cute. Bitch, I am cute.
I actually,
and
yes,
if
I
I'm
am
not
too
cute,
cute.
if you don't think I'm cute enough for you, that's your personal business. But they'll open their mouths to try to talk to you about it or say things to you. That's where I'm just like, oh, people are weird. Like there are really
It
some
is
weird
weird.
ass people out there who, when they see and I'm realizing as I'm like opening myself up more, different energies will try to like. It could be from family. Like I've had family when I was a little girl. I had certain family members who would make up different rumors about me as a preteen, right? And I remember being so confused on why these adults would say certain things and it would come back to them. I'm like, y'all are grown women. What's wrong
Right.
with y'all? But once again, it's like when you possess a certain light within yourself, a certain freedom, even as a child, what people try to do is put you in what they feel is your place. And that's something that comes with entrepreneurship. That's something that comes with adulthood. That's something that comes with the more free you are to be exactly who you are without subscribing to what society has dictated you to be as
Yeah.
a woman, as a man, as a person in any way, shape, or form. The more people feel the need to try to humble you. You will have people who celebrate you, but you will have people who humble you. And what I'm praying for now is the discernment to decipher the difference between what's being said to me, what's a genuine message that I need to take to heart, and what's a moment of you're trying to dim my light because it's brighter than yours.
I mean, it's rough in the moment. It doesn't feel good in the moment. But as time goes on and you take a look at it, you step outside of it, and rather than, oh, he said, she said, you realize it's probably for the better. And honestly, people that made an impact, that are successful, it's because they trusted themselves. And
Above all else,
yeah, so just find your team. That's what I realized. Find my
Well, yeah, you
team
gotta have a good team. Yeah.
a real good team. Good team.
and stick with them. Even if it's 5, even if it's 2 people, even if it's 1 person, you don't need a whole
A gang.
crew. Yeah, you don't need all that to get to where you need to go. It'll come.
So this next segment, because you don't have a mimosa and you need at least one, is going to
Got
be
to. Come on,
mimosas with Steve.
Oh, come on, man. Let's get
so
it right,
Steve
man.
is
Get
going
it
to
right.
show us how to make the perfect mimosa.
All right, so let
okay?
me tell y'all. Let me warn y'all right now
It should be. I was gonna say the free cut.
that this is my perfect mimosa. You know what I'm saying? It's not everybody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? When you say the word perfect, that means for you.
You gotta
You know
walk
what
the
I'm
people
saying?
through. Don't forget, we got people listening.
Okay. We got people listening. Oh, they
Yes.
on the audio. Okay.
Yes.
So you what you want to go ahead and do is get you one of these liquor store free plastic clear cups. Okay. I don't usually use these because I pour too much liquor for me to have this little ass cup. All right. But if we got that cup,
Don't disrespect my cup.
no, I'm just saying like I just drink more than you, I think, on a regular basis.
You do.
All right, so I get the little, the red cup size. All right, so you're gonna just go ahead and get yourself a little nice little shot of mimosa. Ooh.
A shot
All right,
of mimosa.
so listen. I went with a shot, but I saw that there's more in here, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get another shot in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
So-
we just go ahead and just. It's
Keep
really
adding.
depending. It depends on how much you got. I mean, we got a whole bottle here, so I mean, might as well. You good? Okay, all right. You gotta ask. You gotta ask people. You
Mimosas
can't
with
just be
Steve.
pouring people stuff and they not prepared to drink it or
For the
whatever. They
wrath.
don't want to go. They don't. All right. So how I'm gonna explain this for people that's listening? I don't know. All right, but we're gonna show everybody right here. So
So
here's
wait,
the-
hold on. Just to recap. for
we
people
have
who
we
are
have
listening.
our
You do it at minimum.
mimosa product.
You have your mimosa. So in order, like champagne level, it's gonna be based off of how much you have in a bottle. If you have a full bottle, you're gonna do 2 to 3 shots, okay, of champagne. Okay.
I feel like I should add another one, but I'm gonna just do it for the people so they can see.
Okay.
All right. So we got our two shots of champagne in here. All right.
Okay.
So you grab the juice, right? Whatever your forte of juice is. This happens to be some Tropicana, calcium, vitamin D, no pulp. All right. I don't drink pulp, so this is a perfect choice. All right. So you're gonna go ahead and tilt that thing right there, right? And when the orange juice, you know how you pouring something out of a bottle and the gravity takes it like a little wave on the ocean?
Yes.
Okay, so what you gonna do, right? You're gonna let that wave come.
Oh.
Let the wave come and let it overflow.
Oh.
And once it overflow, you tilt it right back. All right, come on.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all ready?
Let me.
Ready.
I gotta see what
Okay.
this look like.
Look. So when you know how people be like, "Oh, I don't want to pour." Nah, you just let the wave come. Boop. That's it. That's how you make the perfect
Nah.
mimosa right
He
there.
put a
There you
drop
go.
in there.
There
you
you
ain't
go.
got no
And
artist
then
in it.
it's done.
No,
It's
didn't.
done.
To
It's done.
recap,
It's done. It's done.
What?
That's
Man,
mimosa.
Put
That's a
a
mimosa.
drop, 2 shots of champagne, 1 drop of orange juice.
Did y'all catch that?
Wow.
This.
Did y'all
I think
catch
I
that?
even put more.
You put too
orange
much.
juice
You
in
put too
here.
much. You put too much.
I put too much orange juice.
You put
a
too much. You
spot
gotta
of
let
orange
gravity.
juice.
You gotta let gravity play with it. Okay. Let me try this again. Let gravity play. Boop. All right, that was even too much, but it do the job though. They do the job. That's
So
it.
we're drinking champagne with 1 drop of orange
Right.
juice.
There you go, right there. That's a
right,
perfect
right,
mimosa.
right,
Everybody
right.
should
I
look
don't know.
about.
That
should look about
definitely
this.
is not the mimosa part. That's the champagne part.
That's- yeah.
I might need
But
to
since
change
we,
the name
you
of
know,
the show.
you know, we talking, so we'll just, make it yellow. If it looks yellow,
This
it's
man
not
said,
right. It's
make
not
it
right.
yellow.
If it look yellow, it ain't right. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
You notice I only get a little bottle of orange juice because I already know.
Because you know what time it was.
Yeah.
You know it's
we
gonna
weren't-
last.
You know we weren't doing nothing with that.
We probably still have some left over.
Sure.
All right. So the next segment, okay, now that we've done mimosas with Steve, or rather champagne with Steve, we're going to go into Never Have I Ever.
Hold on. See,
Oh,
they
damn.
said that is correct, Steven. That is correct. They
said
saying the
that?
people said that's Cam saying
That's how
1
you're
to 2
supposed to
drops.
make it.
1 to 2 drops.
No,
That's
they
it.
didn't.
1 to 2 drops. That is correct. He said that is correct. And I'm
Someone
going with
said
that.
That's not tasty enough.
Ooh.
It depends on what kind of mimosa you drinking.
Listen, if you drink about 3 of them, you ain't gonna have no taste buds left.
You're not
Oh
worried
my
about that
God.
orange
You gonna be
juice.
you ain't gonna worry about what the taste of the 4th one is. Trust me. You're gonna be feeling the vibe. Trust it.
All right. So the next segment we're going to play is Never Have I Ever. Okay. All right.
I think we should probably take
All
another
right,
drink.
y'all taking a drink already. Now, this can be as PG friendly as you guys want, as rated R as you guys want.
Bring it on.
Okay. Oh shit.
I don't
We're
know,
all
Ja
adults
didn't-
here.
Ja didn't-
And
Ja
if-
didn't say nothing. I don't know.
We're all adults here.
Oh, that's fat. Oh,
Okay.
I
all
didn't know
right.
what energy she was coming with, but now we know. All I'm
Guys,
saying.
if y'all have a Never Have I Ever, and you're on live right now, please feel free to put that in the chat. You can specify who you want it to go to. I'm just gonna throw it all to Steve. Regardless.
Wow.
Regardless, I'm
I
gonna
don't know
throw
why
it all
Ja
to
ain't laughing and
Steve.
shit. She can go answer everything I answer. Shit, fuck
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna make it real babyish. Everybody put up their little 5 fingers.
that. I mean, we just
We
gonna
doing
play
that?
until whenever,
Alright.
ain't we?
Okay.
Don't
well,
we?
Facts.
You got to drink at the 5th one or what?
No, you gotta drink until
Everyone, right?
No, you got. What do you mean drink for everyone?
All right. So look.
You drink for what you
So this
did.
how drinkers be. Yeah, right. So if I did it, I'm gonna drink regardless, right?
Okay. That's how.
So we don't even need no fingers.
All right. Cool.
See?
All right, Steve.
Yeah. See. I know what I'm talking about.
Steve just
I
don't.
know
want
what I'm
it.
talking about.
Okay.
We used to
Back in
Alright.
the day, you feel
back
me?
in the day.
All right.
No, I'm
so
not.
Steve, I'm coming at you first. It's gonna be crazy. It's not. It's very
Wow.
PG. Never have I ever taught freshman experience.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just
I
trying to
drink
make
for
you.
fun, so-
I'm just trying to make you sip. All right, Steve, you go ahead.
I'm gonna sip either way.
Oh goodness.
I'm just letting y'all know how it go with me. I just need a reason. Anyway. I gotta think of stuff. I
Yeah.
thought you had a whole list of questions.
No, it's yours.
Oh
You're next.
Lord, I wasn't prepared for this.
I mean, you want me to ask the next one too?
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
never
we,
have
we,
I-
We here. You the host. Like,
Okay,
supposed to
fine.
give us the smoke.
Never have I ever dated a black woman.
Ooh, yes,
All right.
sir. You didn't know that was coming now, did you?
Okay, all right. So we got So I done got made y'all drink twice. Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh.
There you go.
All right. Let's see. I got one for Jai. Never have I ever taught a twerk class. I'm cheating.
You are
You
cheating.
are a cheater. Like, you throwing
That ain't
personal
fair.
blows?
Redo.
That's crazy. Never have I ever been named LaShondra. Like what? Like what? What's going on here? What is going on here?
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right. Let me see. I'm gonna give y'all a good one because I said I never dated a black woman, and we're gonna get into Steve's dating criteria in a second.
Jesus Christ.
Because that goes hand in
Oh,
hand.
John doing it too.
But yeah, clearly,
Yeah.
clearly, y'all
She
might
answering the
have,
same questions.
fine, Steve. All right, and then I'll do one more. Never have I ever. I want to make this one juicy. Okay, never have I ever done a threesome.
Bruh.
Cheers. What type of question?
yeah. Since y'all didn't want to ask no questions, and
I ain't gonna
Let
lie.
me think.
I thought you were gonna ask that, and I planned on keeping a straight face to see if Jai responded
Who's gonna
first.
react?
And she did. She fell into my plot.
now she fell into my plot.
She fell into the plot, people.
All right, now before we get into the actual rap of Rap and Mimosas, which I'm really excited for, I really love this song today. Right? So before we get into the rap of Rap and Mimosas, what I do want to bring up, okay, is dating, right? We have two very lovely people here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see Jai and you can see Steve, okay? And then I know each person is on their individual IGs, right? Steve, people ask me all the time what type of woman you're looking for.
Man, why don't they ask me? I don't understand. Like, why don't they just ask me that question? Why they ask you?
Can't
I don't
handle
know. They
all
might
that
be intimidated
pressure,
by the
man.
icy blues, man.
They haven't even been face to face with me to be intimidated.
I mean,
That's
do
the
you
crazy
want to be
part.
face to face? What type of?
Depending on what they looking like. I'm trying to tell you. First of all, that's Jai first. Jai got to go first. I told you.
Why did I gotta go
I
first?
told y'all she had to go first. I made the mimosas. I knew it was gonna come in handy at one point in this podcast. I knew me doing some type of work.
Look at this one
What?
on your live. Good question.
I knew me putting in work with the mimosas would give me leverage at some point during this podcast.
All right, Jago, what do you look for?
In relationships,
Yes.
I like to be a free bird, to be honest with you. So if that person has to be welcoming of my lifestyle, and if they can't accept the fact that I like to do, like, sometimes honestly I'll say one thing, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna take a rest, somebody invite me out, I'm gonna go. They gotta accept that. I'm wild. Like, I'll just pop up out of nowhere. I'm half naked in front of random people. Like, that's what I like to do. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. I also don't really care about, my partner talking to other people. Like, as far as, like, oh my God, like, if I'm, particularly, let's say I'm dating a man. If I'm dating a man, if he's talking to a woman, I'm not going to say, oh my God, don't talk to her. Because it looks like you're flirting with her. That's not,
Are you talking about, like, them having a conversation?
I thought
We
you
have a
meant
conversation.
Or you
talking
talking
like,
like polygamy?
Well,
Which one we talking about?
honestly, polygamy, I would say I'm not opposed to it, but I wouldn't be open to dating multiple people, if it makes any sense.
So what you
Like,
want?
if you want to go out and talk to somebody else, that's fine. We're not married, so, if you...
So you wouldn't date multiple people, but if they
Nah.
did, you wouldn't care.
No.
Okay, never mind. What's that called?
I don't know what it's called.
What's that called?
monogamish.
Monogamish?
Monogamy.
Monogamish is like we're together
Yeah.
and you make. Oh goodness. Where is Ray?
I don't know. They hacking us.
They might be.
They hacking us, y'all. Because we ain't touching nothing.
Ray. Is it this?
I don't know.
But yeah, so I'm not, like, super hung up on, like... I know that you're loyal to me, because you're coming home to me.
So y'all live together,
We live together.
but y'all not
We
married.
talk about it. No, we're super open. We're super clear. Like, if he tells me or she tells me I'm attracted to somebody else, I want to go for it. Go for it. Have fun. Let me know how it goes. I'm not like super, like, if we're not meant to be together, we're not meant to be together. So,
Okay.
That's the realest.
I don't know if that answered your question, but
It sounds
I don't
like
know
you-
either,
you-
but it sounded good.
Yeah, you're open. You're a free bird, and people have to be okay with whatever boundaries y'all decide to set.
Exactly.
Which, I don't know what boundaries
that's
you would
between
have.
me and whoever I'm seeing. If we have
Alright.
agreements,
It might, you know what? That's good too, because just because you do one thing with somebody doesn't mean the next person you're gonna want to do the same. You want to have the same arrangement. You know what I'm saying? It could be different based off the person you meet. You might meet somebody like, dang, this motherfucker, everything I wanted, boom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you seeing nobody else because I already think I found
True.
you the one.
Right.
You don't
So, and it might be a different person where you go, okay, they might need a trial period. Boom, boom. A month later, you be like, okay, I still see some things, but I still the pros above the cons and da da da. That don't mean that it's gonna be the same thing for every person you meet. So
You're right. So what about the people you meet?
I meet tons of people all the time, and people
Steve.
think I'm being nasty. No, I'm for real. Like I meet
Steve,
a lot of people all
What,
the time.
what are your dating requirements? I'm not trying. Don't tell me about the people you meet.
All right,
I'm talking about
before I
dating.
answer that, can we talk about what does it mean? I want to ask the ladies. What does it mean? And this pisses me off all the time when people hit me up and not try to talk to me, but then I don't know, maybe flirt or whatever it may be. And then at some point in this conversation, they'll go, "I'm sure you got mad hoes." Like, what is that? Like, what's the point of that?
They trying to get a feel to see.
What's the
if
point
you
of that?
Do have a lot of hoes.
So they want me to say, "Nah." They just want to hear me say it. Like, what's the point of that?
I just like to know if I'm the only person you talking to.
See, no, that's a different question.
But we don't have
You
to
could
ask
say,
directly.
you could say.
It's an indirect way
You could
of
just say,
asking
you could
if
say,
have a lot of
Steve,
hoes.
do you talk to somebody right now? I'll be like, yeah, or nah.
Well,
see
Steve,
what I'm
do you
saying?
talk to somebody right now?
Come
People
on,
don't
man.
like being
We on a
straightforward no
podcast
more. You know
right
how it
now.
is.
And
You
like,
know
I'm
what
just
saying?
I'm trying
I'm
to
talking
get
to
you to answer the
y'all. I'm talking to
question.
y'all right now.
Oh my gosh, that's a whole response.
I mean, hey,
Fake.
look, listen. I may or may not have not had a conversation with said individual that might not want me to say I might talk to somebody right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be, yeah, you see what I just did there?
No, this
You
is the
being
reason why
around the
somebody would
bush.
say, yeah, that's the reason why somebody would say it seemed like you got host.
Right.
So let me,
Hey, you know I had to keep it going.
Steve, what's your dating criteria? Because we got to get to the rap. And
I don't think I got a criteria, though.
So Jai went first for you just to say you
I
don't
don't
have
know.
a criteria?
Right, I put my whole
Nah,
feelings
because you know
out
why?
there.
You know why? Because I fucked with what she said. Like, I really did think that, because there's so many things that turn me off automatically. Like, things like that. Somebody asked me that question. You look like you got mad hoes anyway, so you ain't got to talk to me. All right, then. I won't. Like, you sound crazy. Like, you sound real insecure when
It's
you say
true.
that. And then if you asking me that and I don't even know you for real, or we never met, but you really actually thought you were going to try to talk to me, and you say something like that, you just cut me off from all of that, because now I know where your head is at. Now, if I go to a show and I'm the host of the show, and afterwards I'm interacting with all the people that came out to that show, I already know you're going to feel some type of way if we
Right.
together. Or if we not together and you just happen to be at the show, you're going to feel some type of way. Oh, you was talking to all these girls, you ain't pay me no attention. But I'm like, okay, that's my job. Like, I already know where your head going, where your head is at.
Exactly.
And like little stuff like that, it's just not it. You know
Honestly,
what I'm saying?
as an artist, if that person can accept your lifestyle, that's not meant to be.
Yeah, and there's a lot of
that
people.
is
There's a
not
lot
meant
of
to
there's a
be.
lot of people. There's a lot of people that can't handle that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's so many people that I've dealt like not even dealt with, like known, just known in general. And they come out to shows and stuff, and we're not even together. We just cool. They come out to the shows or whatever to support, and I appreciate the support. But then they feel some type of way about what I was doing at the show, what I was, you know what I'm saying?
Doing.
Come on, I perform erotic poetry. So if somebody yells something, I yell.
What you say you want them to put on your beard?
All right.
That's everybody's favorite line.
If I perform erotic poetry and somebody from the crowd gonna yell back at me and say something, and I tell her, "You should keep playing. I'm gonna come back there." You know, that's a part of the artistry. That's a part of entertainment.
But
I'm
you
entertaining.
You gotta date people that
You saying
understand.
I'm entertaining, so it's a whole different story. So if you
Nah, you don't
Tryna-
gotta date anybody that entertains. You gotta date somebody that understands you.
know what I'm saying I'm entertaining in that moment when I talk to the crowd and stuff. Like,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. So if you hear somebody, you know, they have a problem with that, you know what I'm saying? It's because now I gotta tailor my artistry. I gotta tailor my
You gotta
poems. I gotta
adjust
tailor my host,
everything.
the way I host shows or what I say. I gotta think about now. Let me be clear. When you're in a relationship, of course, you gotta think about both people before you make decisions. But when we talk about artistry and just entertaining people, it's a different story. I'm not gonna go there and go sit on the girl lap and go,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do all type of shit.
I
But
respect,
what I'm
you know,
saying?
but-
It's like that. But it's a certain level where people gotta understand and just appreciate the shit that we entertaining people. We put on the show for people that they can enjoy and they can remember. Like, yo, yeah, I remember that show. Like, there's so many shows I went to. I don't remember none of them damn shows. But somebody in the crowd, I'm hoping,
Whoever it
I'm
was.
hoping that they say, "Oh yeah, I do remember that show. Yeah, Stephen Valentine performed or hosted it, or whoever." Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, remember when this happened? Like, I hope that to be the thing. So if I can't be my full self on stage, like that's a red flag.
Right.
I think I'm more so could say red flags more than a criteria, because a criteria means you really looking for some cookie cutter shit. And I don't want to look for no cookie cutter shit. I'm open to a lot of shit. So it's like, oh, I don't want no girl that's taller than me. Like, come on.
That's extra.
So now I just fucked over mad great people that might be taller than me. Like, that don't make no sense to me.
Exactly.
So I can't have
And
no
tall
criteria.
women rule.
Yeah, I mean, I dated a girl taller than me for 2 years. She was like 5'9".
Oh, I'm 5'10", baby.
Yeah, I was in college.
I'm a happy
So,
ass 5'2",
Yeah, like I can't have no criteria like that. Come on, man.
5'1" on
I'm
a
like-
good day.
But I know what the red flags are. Tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I respect people, and like if they are like, listen, I want to be with you and only you, like I'm willing to do that at some point. But right now, I feel like, you know, I don't want to be super. I don't get me wrong. There's that one person that's my main person, but as far as like,
Ooh. Ja just put it on the table.
I put it on the
Got a
table.
main boo.
It's a main person,
It's a main
but
boo.
there's an agreement that we have and an understanding that we have of
Ooh.
how I do things, how I don't do things.
That's real.
So it's really up to you, and like that's another thing too. Don't be judging people and their criteria and their preferences and how they do them. Like if you're monogamous, that's cool. If they're polyamorous, polyamorous, that's cool too. So much judgment, bro. Let people live their lives.
Well,
See the same shit like we was talking about with the business and stuff. Where I just be, that's how people the same thing with relationship. I'm not gonna care about all of that. Like, just, see, it's the same. It's just a level of stress-free living across the board of my life. Once I start stressing, no. Can't do it.
Right,
It's not
it's
gonna
too
work.
much. It's
It's
not
not gonna
worth
work.
it.
It's not gonna
worth
work.
it,
Yeah,
man.
it's not gonna work.
We
Why you
already
ain't
stressing
Why you
about
ain't text
creating.
me to have a good night? Nah. I'm sorry. I
have
forgot
a
we
good
weren't
night?
together.
well,
What the
guys,
fuck?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but our time is coming to a
Dang,
close.
that's crazy. We was talking wild shit.
Yeah, I was talking wild shit. Now we got to wrap it up. Ray's on the side saying, "Hurry up."
He said,
So
"Run
I'm
it."
gonna just start the beat, and
Oh.
we gonna vibe. We gonna
Steve,
do
wanna go
rapping
first?
mimosas.
I had some. I got some. I got some
some.
written joint.
I got some written joints
Same.
too.
Oh boy.
First off, keep your hands off my dreams, big dog. You go hard, but you never outshine the star. You claim to be a G, but you stuck in strife. Tried to be a star by dimming my light. Hell no, see, I'll never go down like that. You and your gaslighting ways are some mark-ass bitches. Claim to be my friend, but you're green with iffy. Tried to get me down, yeah, speaking real 50, but you won't ever stop my vibe. I dim my light, I'm divine, you a sign, so stop wasting your time. Boss shit, real rich, and that's on the most high. And I never slow down, so girl, stop trying. Men who want the pussy try to downplay my worth, and women try to hate but don't know my worth. That's over, finito, delete it. Be careful who you hang with and watch what they give, cause you never know who trying to be a leech off the vibe.
Get
And you know
money.
I get you right.
Get money. Get money.
My words will never comprehend how the pen is pivotal. My visual visions break the realm of the metaphysical. Oh, you got the written. I should have
Written
came with
shit,
the written
man.
shit.
I'ma
you
start
gonna
spitting
dance
like it's been a minute. I'm around with y'all like I'm trying to finish. Racing to the finish line, trying to get the bag of mine. Just enough to get fine, running on a little time. But I gotta get mine, so you gotta get yours too. Ride with me like you winning. Cause we running to the business, we running like we want it, and we stunting like we did it. Certified hustler, natural born come up. Rocking with the best of us, rolling with the both of us, smoking like we customers. Reiki with the Sohegi, cause it's my key, and I got the key. Ride with me like you coming to paradise. We on a rise, we gon' watching the haters and their demise. We gon' be in laying the prize. So to all the rest, I wish you the best prize. To all the free thinkers, all the best fighters, just wait on yours. Certified realist ain't about the fake shit. We about to kill it, we about to get rid of it. Cause ain't no time for the foolish, ain't no time for the fake friends. It's all about the fearless, we wild for the year, we wild for our lives cause life is short and we don't know when. But I'ma let y'all know I'm the real ish. Cause the reality is y'all can't handle this real shit. Y'all can't handle this real shit. Y'all wanna be certified fakes and bona fide flakes. That's full of mistakes. Hey.
I should have rolled the whole joint. I should have rolled the whole joint.
Amen.
Yo, I'm spitting words to eat. The hands from mouth is liquid dynamite. Explosions of my mind, so my hand is just a bomb that writes. Lights, flash and imagine. Detonation of words get twirled, now it's a magic. Tell me how the world would be if words could never travel. Metaphors, hit the floor, allegories, extended vowels. My brain throws up in my mouth spits in my hand connect to the pen and the writing process begin. Yeah.
Get money.
Hey,
Get money.
I'm so happy. Thank y'all for tuning in. You know I always gotta end it the same. Rapping mimosa, these bars in the holster.
Yeah.
Pouring up a drink, put my name on the poster.
What?
Women who can rap make you come a little closer. Step out the whip, drop a tip to my chauffeur. New guest on my list, champagne's by my hips. It's time to get lit. Y'all know what it is. It's time to rap, and mimosas. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah. Go ahead, y'all. Get on the
Bars.
get on the
That
live
was
real
good.
quick.
Them bars was
Bars.
good.
That's my
Live
first
real
time
quick for the
rapping.
people.
Really?
Ever in my life.
Yo,
Unless it was